in preparation for building the wing, one of the first things I need to do is laminate a spar. The plans call for laminating from 1/8 by 1/2 inch spruce. Now, I can't get spruce in Taiwan, not that I've ever found. The only thing I've really been able to find is some pine. That's from the local hobby shop, and that is 1/8 inch square sticks. So I'd be gluing up quite a bit of pine for that, which I don't want to do. So what I'm going to do is, and this is where that carbon fiber comes into play, I'm going to strip 1/2 inch wide pieces of balsa. This is 3mm balsa, which is just a little bit shy of 1/8 of an inch, but by the time I add the carbon fiber, I think it'll bulk itself out to the 3/8 of an inch thick. So the first thing you do is to strip the balsa. And one other thing, I guess I can go ahead and mention it now. The spar apparently is glued together in the middle, and that's something I really don't want to do either. So what I intend on doing is trying to make a complete unbroken center section, if you will, of the spar, and that will mean that at some place along here I'm going to have to splice a couple of these pieces together, but that's okay. I think the carbon fiber combination will make this a fairly strong spar. So let's strip some balsa. So I marked the center line and measured for my second of the 3 layers of balsa, and I need to add 8 inches to one end. I'm going to make a 1 inch splice, so I'll cut one, or I'll cut 2 pieces of 9 inch long balsa. So now it's time to cut out some carbon fiber. All I need is 1/2 inch carbon fiber. 1/2 inch wide carbon fiber. So let me measure that out. I'm going to apply a little bit of tape. The tape helps prevent the carbon fiber from fraying. Alright, all I need are 2 strips. I've already cut one, and here's my second one. I'm using a 2-hour hot life epoxy. It's a 2-to-1, in other words, you mix in 2 parts of A or B, I forget which it is, and then just 1 part of the other. I've mixed up a total of 15 grams, which is about 15 cc's. I think it's going to be a lot more than what I actually need, but I've not used this weight carbon fiber before. I've mixed this up for well over 2 minutes now, and I'm going to go ahead and apply. I'll be using a hard rubber roller to try to squeegee out as much of the excess epoxy as I can. I have some wax paper down. My apologies for the background noise that you'll hear occasionally. It's a pump for the septic system. It runs so much that I don't even hear it anymore. The reason I want to do it this way or try it this way is I'm trying to prevent too much resin, which just adds unnecessary weight. And I wasn't sure how much resin it would take. I didn't want to stick the carbon fiber on the balsa and then not have enough. Alright, so yeah, you can see there is resin here along the wax paper, so I believe I have enough. Straight pins are being used in the process to keep the planks in alignment from end to end. Thick CA is being used here to glue the middle strip to the bottom strip because I didn't extend the carbon fiber all the way out on the middle strip. We'll let this cure about 24 hours to get a full cure. That's pretty stiff. Got a little bit of a bow in it. I think that will be okay. Overall, I think I'm happy with it. Let me trim this down now and see how it's going to look after it's cleaned up. As it turns out, trimming the excess carbon fiber turned out to be a little more difficult than I expected. Turns out that regular old scissors works best for trimming. I tried some aviation snips at first, but they just didn't seem to quite work as well. Take this outside. Alright, so I finally got tired of working harder and decided to maybe work a little smarter. Got a diamond cutting wheel and a Dremel. I've already done this side. Does a lot better as long as you don't get too close to the balsa. And now to kind of finish it up with a little bit of 36 grit. So I've added a couple of carbon fiber posts, put the ribs on it. They match up fairly well. Up here along there's a little bit off with a couple of these ribs right here at the leading edge. And then at the back, the trailing edge, it's kind of the same way. This one right here is a little bit, this one here is a little bit off. But that can be taken care of either with sanding or adding a little bit of balsa strips and then sanding that down. So now I'm going to cut for the spar. The spar, when I stripped it, I actually stripped it about a 32nd of an inch wide. So instead of being, 16, 30 seconds, it's really 17, 30 seconds. So I'm going to cut a little bit wide here, and then I'll adjust each rib as necessary. For the spar, I will also have to make some adjustments because the carbon fiber sticks out on this side just a little bit. And so I figured instead of trying to take a lot of time sanding that down, I would just adjust the rib a little bit. Now, out to here, it's 3/8 of an inch, or actually it's 10 millimeter because I use metric balsa. And then it comes down here to about 6, and then 3 for the last one. And that, you see the shallower groove right here. So what I'm going to do is just use my razor saw and cut down a little bit, and then I'll have to make the final slice out of this little notch here for each rib. Alright, that's a good fit. I would like for this balsa to be just very, very slightly proud of the rib, so it's easier to sand down. If I get it exactly flush, that'd be perfect. But if I have to err, I'd like to be just slightly proud. That's good. One down, 11 more to go. I don't have my jig blocks cut yet. So I'll get these cut later, but I think it works for this purpose. One of my rods is a little bit shorter than the other one. I'm going to be going to the hobby store and getting 3 more sets of these 6mm rods. So hopefully I can do both wings at the same time. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the ribs on. The rib pairs have not been separated yet. The next time we split the ribs up for both wing halves and we start working on leading edges and trailing edges.